Last Night in Soho is the most captivating psychological thriller out there. The story follows a pure-hearted female college student who, in her dreams, travels back to 1960s London's Soho district. In a trance-like state, she merges with a stunning blonde bombshell, immersing herself in the romance and decadence of that era. However, upon returning to reality, her fantasies haunt her like a nightmare. The girl finds herself stalked by a group of faceless, suit-wearing ghosts and witnesses a string of murders from 60 years ago. The story goes like this. The protagonist, a girl named Eloise, seems to have a psychic ability. She often sees her long-deceased mother in mirrors. Apart from this peculiarity, Eloise is a pretty lively girl. One day, her dream acceptance letter from the London College of Fashion finally arrives in the mail. Just like her mother years ago, Eloise embarks on a journey from the countryside to the capital city of London to chase her dreams. Upon arriving in the big city, things are far from the perfection Eloise had imagined. The seemingly friendly cab driver turns out to be a creep who starts sexually harassing her with his words after just a few minutes of conversation. At school, her London-raised roommates also have two faces. They act nice in front of Eloise but start discriminating against her behind her back for being from the countryside. Eloise is upset but can only pretend she didn't hear anything and go back to her dorm to sleep. To her surprise, her roommate brings a guy back in the middle of the night. The embarrassed Eloise has no choice but to go to the dorm's common area, only to find that it has turned into a wild party scene. Exhausted, she curls up in a corner with a small blanket to sleep, nearly missing her first day of classes. Having had enough after just the first day of school, Eloise has no choice but to look for a place near campus and move out to live alone. The landlady is a quirky old woman with very strict rules: no doing laundry at night, and no bringing men home after 8 p.m. The decades-old decor would be considered too shabby for most young people, but for Eloise, it perfectly aligns with her long-held love and longing for a retro vibe. That very night, Eloise moves in. The huge neon lights outside the window keep flashing as she touches the old room and plays music from the 60s. Feeling utterly at ease, lying in bed, unable to fall asleep, Eloise lifts the sheets, and the space begins to stretch out. She walks through a narrow alley and finds herself transported to 1960s London. She heads straight into a nightclub, and a blood-soaked secret sealed for 60 years is about to be revealed.